Hi, it's Ursula from EasyScraps.com, and I wanted to show you another thing that I think is kind of cool. If you own the Accucut machine and you have these purple pads, cutting mats, actually they normally look like this, you can actually cut them. And the reason you might want to do this is with the Accucut dies, the blades will only cut if they're covered by a cutting mat. So with the old plastic ones, or actually they still sell the plastic ones, but you couldn't cut those plastic ones. But these mats, you actually can cut them down. And so, I don't know if you can see in the die, there's blades that are in here that cut a frame. Now if I wanted to cut this without cutting that inner frame, I could use this cutting mat, and that inner frame, because it's not covered by a cutting mat, would not be cut. So let me show you that. So I'm just going to put my die in my machine, put a piece of paper, and then sometimes it's easier to line up the die first, and then you just kind of slide the paper in, and then roll it through. And now my shape is cut without the innermost piece cut out. If I were to use a regular cutting mat, it would end up oops, I missed the edge on that one. It would end up looking like that with the hole cut out. So anyway, I think that's kind of a cool trick. I've taken some of my mats and cut them down so that I have small pieces, so that if I have a die that's got lots of shapes on it and I only want like a particular shape, I can use the smaller pieces. And then let me show you what I use to cut them with. For something like that where you're cutting something out of the middle, you actually have to start it with a drill like a drill press or a handheld drill to kind of poke through and get a start to be able to cut. But then I don't even know what these shears are. I found them in my husband's tool kit, so I snagged them. And right now I'm working on cutting out a circle. So it's a painstaking process, but you're just going to go through, and I don't know if you can see, I've drawn my circle shape that I want to cut, and you just go along. I think these may be, I don't know, tin snips or something, and you go along and you're basically just snipping. So can you see, there's my cut going so far. And that's how I cut my mats down. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Hi, I'm back. So I just wanted to show you that I finished cutting the circle out, and I have a die that's kind of a circle in a circle. And I can do a couple of different things with this. Suppose I was cutting some cool sparkly paper that's very expensive and I wanted that small circle. I could use my smaller cutting pad now to cut just that piece, and so anything out here will not be cut. You can also sometimes, like if I wanted that circle to be cut out of the middle, you can line it up, and that's the hard part, is just lining up the circle. I'm going to try not to waste a lot of this paper, is line up the circle blade with the circle cutting pad. So you just kind of have to eyeball it, and then you can roll it through. Pull it back through. And so now it's cut. Actually cut the circle. There's a little piece that I missed, so I could go back in and fix that. But it cut my shape, but most of the rest is left intact. so I didn't waste cutting that bigger circle out of my sparkly paper. So anyway, I hope you like that idea of cutting down your cutting mats, your Accucut purple cutting mats. And thanks for joining me. We'll see you